Hi, I'm Joe Chili, mornings from 7 to 9 on Buffalo's oldie station, the Big Wack. Joining us on the Big Wack's Buffalo on the Rise today is Larry Lawler, who is the founder of Lawler Witkowski CPAs. Hi, how are you?
Good morning. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. I have to ask you before we get started, American Society of Tax Problem Solvers. It's on your shirt.
Well, that's just a different hat that I wear because we have in our CPA firm, we actually specialize in representing taxpayers before the IRS. And when we couldn't figure out how to do it years ago, we decided to start a society to teach it. So we teach it all over the country as well.
All right, so, I associate the IRS with problems, right? That may not be the way to do it, but that's what I associate it with them. So what keeps you passionate about solving people's tax problems?
Well, number one, of course, I'm making a living at it.
Well,
but
okay.
Number two, quite honestly, I've been doing it for a long time, and the making a living at it part is kind of history. Nowadays, it's more the enjoyment of helping people go to sleep at night. It's great how people can compartmentalize. They'll take an IRS problem, put it in the back of their head, and function in every way until they go to bed at night and it sneaks out. That's when they call us.
3 o'clock in the morning
yeah, right.
is when it would sneak
out.
All right, so what about people that say tax problems, they always happen to the other guy. It's not going to happen to me.
Well, that happens to everybody. They say that until it happens to them. It's one of those things where there is no insurance against it or anything else. You should never, ever worry about tax problems. Just do what you're supposed to do on your tax returns, pay your taxes properly. You won't have any problems. You will never have a need for our services.
And don't cheat on your taxes.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
All right. What do you think when people come in to see you? Are they generally frustrated? Are they nervous? Are they angry? What's the mood you see?
I would say yes.
All
of
the
things,
above.
Right. Actually, many times they go through various stages. They come in angry because they've been, picked for audit or because the government wants money from them. After a while, they realize that, okay, well, maybe I was my own worst enemy and maybe I'm to blame, and they reconcile themselves to it. They go through a whole series of emotions. It's our job to listen to them and listen to what they need to get them back on track and get them, resolved.
Is it kind of like jury duty? Like if you get audited once, you're good for 7 years or anything?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, come on.
Hopefully that wasn't a personal question, but no, never consider yourself to be immune in any way. And sometimes, in fact, an audit causes another audit the next year, depending on when they find something. If they found something, they might come back and see that, okay, did you straighten things out now? And they'll take another look. So
in the event that someone comes into your office, shake their hand, sit them down, offer them a cup of coffee or a shot of Jack, what do you do?
Well, usually what we do, I'd be more than happy to give them the coffee. That always helps, certainly. But the fact of the matter is we listen. And we learn to shut up and just listen. Some people just need to vent, first of all. And you let them vent, but then you find out what they really want, what they understand, what their expectations are, and then we go about solving their problem.
I understand about confidentiality. So can you give us an idea of the worst tax problem that you've had to deal with?
Oh boy, you're asking a big one there. Let's put it this way. How about somebody who hasn't filed a tax return in 36 years? Comes in because, believe it or not, an older gentleman, and he was going to get married for the very first time in his life. Hadn't filed tax return in 36 years, so you can guess that he was just under age 60. Well, his new wife said, no, you gotta be good on your taxes or I'm not getting married. So now he wanted to get straightened out. We got him straightened out because there's some special rules that you can use that might make him only have to file the most recent 6 years.
What about drastic things? Have you actually had people that come in and they're at the end of their rope? I want to sell my house. I want to leave the country. I want to change my name. I want to whatever.
How about suicidal?
No.
I've had times when I've called the Internal Revenue Service agent they were dealing with and said, this taxpayer, I am concerned about their welfare, that they are so distraught over what's going on with you and the government that, we're going to represent them, but I want you to back off, take it easy, and they will. They understand that. I mean, they know we wouldn't tell them that if it wasn't true. And I've had people that were that far, others who are just scared to death they're going to lose their home, or they think they're going to come and, impound the family dog and put them up at auction or something. And usually you can deal with the IRS as long as you're willing to face the problem.
What do you think the worst thing people can do in the event that they're being audited or they're being questioned by the IRS?
Ignore it. Worst thing they can do.
People actually ignore it?
Oh, sure. The ostrich method. Haven't you heard of that?
Oh, I've
Stick
heard
your head in the sand and, hope it'll all go away, but your butt's hanging out in the breeze.
So if you know something's going to be a problem, you have a feeling something's going to be a problem, do you wait for the IRS to contact you, or do you contact the IRS?
Well, if you know you've got something that's wrong, you should correct it. That's the right advice to give anyone, okay? Generally speaking, though, sometimes people think there's something wrong when there's not. Their best bet is to contact a professional who can help them with it, because it's a complicated area. It really is. And
you don't want to give it away. You don't want to say, I don't want to point something out to the IRS that may not be a problem, and now they're going to look at me.
You may cause your own problem. That's right, and that's not something you want to do.
If somebody can't pay their tax bill, what are their options?
They can get payment plans. First of all, there's a thing everybody in the world's heard of, offer in compromise. The TV ads that say pennies on the dollar. Well, that's for a small number of people. Like about 15% of the people who want that can really do it. But there's payment plans, there's deferred times, that they'll back off and wait for a while. There's a number of different plans that we can use. And we can also make settlements with them in the offer program as well.
Well, you've taken away some of my anxiety, Larry. I really appreciate that. For more information and answers to your questions, contact Lawler Witkowski CPA by calling 631-5111, 716-631-5111, or go to lnwcpas.com. Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by Lawler Witkowski CPA. And you can listen to me weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on Buffalo's oldie station, The Big Wack.